Be hired as an example of Jake Paul. Did you call Jed right now?
Yeah.
No, I got it.
And it goes back to like people just like attacking Jake Paul and like wanting to see me fail.
Jake Paul's world has come crashing down right before our eyes, and the timing couldn't be worse. Just 2 weeks before the biggest fight of his career, Jake finds himself behind bars, and now everything he's worked for hangs by a thread. This was meant to be his moment after all the trash talk, intense training, and hype surrounding him. Jake was set to face none other than Mike Tyson in a matchup that could have been his golden ticket to prove himself as a legitimate boxer. This wasn't just another bout between a YouTuber and a retired MMA fighter. This was against Mike Tyson, one of the most feared names in boxing history. It was Jake's chance to silence the doubters once and for all and to solidify his place as a serious contender. But now, everything is unraveling. This fall from grace has hit him hard, and fans are left questioning whether he can bounce back from such a setback. With the fight itself teetering on the brink of cancellation, Jake's career and
I'm so sick of this shit, bro.
They said they have a warrant for Jake.
reputation hang precariously in the balance. Let's break it down. So what exactly led to Jake Paul's arrest just 2 weeks before his fight with Mike Tyson? It turns out Jake didn't stumble into trouble by chance. He was caught red-handed for using banned substances. That's right, while Jake's been showing off his muscles and boasting about his rigorous training, he was reportedly playing dirty behind the scenes. As he prepared to face a living legend like Mike Tyson, it seems Jake didn't want to leave anything to chance. Instead of relying solely on his
and I am a fat bitch. I don't do steroids, and I take it as a compliment because there's no other excuse to me knocking out all of your champions and this kid does steroids.
Skills and hard work, he allegedly turned to steroids to try to boost his performance and ensure he came out on top. But that's not all. Jake Paul wasn't just facing a steroid scandal. He also got busted for trespassing at a recent boxing event where he was banned. It's almost like he's on a mission to tarnish his own reputation. Picture this: you're banned from an event, and instead of keeping a low profile and focusing on your training, Jake decides to strut right in, as if the rules don't apply to him. This kind of behavior has drawn a lot.
Paul looks huge, moving up to heavyweight for his fight against Mike Tyson.
Lot of criticism, and it's clear that many people are fed up. Jake just doesn't seem to know when to pull back. It's as if he's on a path of self-destruction. Now let's dive into the details of this steroid scandal. We've all noticed how bulked up Jake has been lately, right? Well, it turns out those gains might not come from all the hard work he's been showcasing on social media. Word is, Jake has been using performance-enhancing drugs to give himself an edge in the ring. And here's the reality: steroids are no joke. They're illegal in professional sports for a reason, and athletes who get caught face serious repercussions. Jake, however, seemed to think he could escape the consequences. For those unfamiliar with why athletes resort to steroids, let's break it down. Anabolic steroids are synthetic substances that mimic the effects of testosterone. With them, athletes can experience massive muscle growth, faster recovery times, and improved endurance. Essentially, they offer a shortcut to transforming your body into a powerhouse, allowing you to train harder, recover quicker, and pack on muscle at a pace that's impossible to achieve naturally. For someone like Jake, who's about to face a legend like Mike Tyson, the temptation is real. But using steroids doesn't just provide a physical edge, it can also mess with your mental game. Athletes often feel invincible when they use performance enhancers, thinking they can conquer anything in the ring. Unfortunately, this arrest just 2 weeks before fight night could be the knockout blow to his career before he even steps foot in the ring. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Jake has faced scrutiny for steroid use. Remember that fight against bare-knuckle brawler Mike Perry back in July? The one where Jake knocked Perry out cold in this.
I think that's the one. Right hand. This may be it. Right hand. And he's down for a third time.
Sixth round and celebrated a huge victory. Well, that win is now overshadowed because just weeks later, Jake tested positive for not one, but 2 banned substances. After that fight, Jake's post-fight drug test revealed traces of ostarine and 19-norandrosterone. If you're not familiar with these substances, let me break it down for you. Ostarine is a type of selective androgen receptor modulator SARM that helps athletes pack on muscle and boost strength, giving them an unfair advantage in power. As for 19-norandrosterone, it's a metabolite of nandrolone, an anabolic steroid known for enhancing endurance, speeding up recovery, and building even more muscle. This wasn't just a case of an accidental contamination from a supplement. Either the levels of these substances in Jake's system were far too high for that excuse to hold water. It was clear that this was intentional, calculated cheating, and now it's coming back to haunt him. Fans remember the Perry fight, and given Jake's history with testing positive, it's no wonder they're inclined to believe Tyson's claims that Jake has been using steroids ahead of their upcoming bout. What was supposed to be a clean showdown might just end up being another instance of Jake trying to cut corners, and fans are not here for it. Let's also talk about UFC President Dana White. He's been taking shots at Jake for ages, publicly accusing him of using steroids. Dana hasn't held back, calling out Jake's rapid transformation and asserting that there's no way it's natural. He even challenged Jake to undergo a steroid test if he wanted to.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years.
Prove he was clean, but Jake never took him up on it. Suspicious, right? Dana has a sixth sense for this kind of stuff, and he's not letting Jake slide. He's made it clear
Jake Paul's made a massive mistake. This is another miscalculation. Mike Perry's a brawler, man. Mike Perry's going to get in his face.
Double jab again from Alvarez. There's the big right hand from Perry. Alvarez has hurt shot.
Mike Perry is going to destroy Jake Paul. You heard it here first.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years. And here's where it gets even crazier. The entire fight world is weighing in on Jake's reckless behavior. Boxing professionals and pundits alike are calling him out for being immature and irresponsible. Pros in the boxing world are saying this isn't how a professional boxer should behave, especially when preparing to face a legend like Mike Tyson. Many are accusing Jake of trying too hard to create controversy and stay in the spotlight, and this latest stunt might have just crossed the line. Take Eddie Hearn, one of the biggest promoters in boxing, who tweeted, "Jake Paul wants to be taken seriously as a fighter," but then pulls stunts like this. It's hard to respect that even Conor McGregor threw some shade, posting a cryptic Instagram story with a caption that seemed aimed at Jake, hinting that some people confuse chaos with strategy. Ouch, ouch. Ray fans are divided too. While Jake's hardcore supporters remain loyal, many are starting to think this might be a sign that he's in over his head and not cut out for the real boxing world. Remember, Jake entered the boxing scene like a wrecking ball, making a name for himself by taking on big personalities in the ring. He scored major wins that put him on the map, from dramatically knocking out Nate Robinson to stopping former UFC champion Tyron Woodley twice. That iconic KO against Ben Askren? Legendary. Jake was no longer just a YouTuber, he was carving out a space for himself as a legitimate competitor in influencer boxing. His upcoming fight against Mike Tyson was supposed to be the moment that cemented his status. This wasn't just another bout against an influencer or a retired MMA fighter, this was Mike Tyson, one of the greatest heavyweights ever. A win against Tyson would have solidified Jake's standing as a true boxer, shedding the YouTuber-turned-fighter label and proving he could hang with legends. However, now Jake's career is teetering on a cliff. One wrong move, like being found guilty of doping, could push him over the edge and end his boxing journey for good. We'll have to wait and see how this all unfolds. So, there you have it, Fight World. What are your thoughts on Jake Paul's arrest? Make sure to fill the comments section with your opinions, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more boxing news. See you in the next video.